You're listening to Book Club Babes. Let's get into it.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, we can use our hand. We can be like, we can have a whole interpretive dance.
Oh my God. Hi, how are you?
Oh, I am good. I'm
Good.
fair warning. I've already texted Kate. I might actually cry during
She's
this
not
episode.
okay. She's
I'm not
okay.
okay.
I
I'm not
finished this
okay.
book on Thursday night and I'm
I'm
still not okay.
She's not okay. Oh, hey.
Yay. Best friends. Best friends.
It's us. We're having our tea, coffee.
I said to Marty, Chantel got me a mug. And he said, I saw. I said, it wasn't my fault. I didn't buy it. It was
a
showed
gift.
up. Yeah.
It was a
He's
gift.
He's like, why is it so big? I was like, I love a big mug.
It's
It is
perfect
pretty
for
big,
my
though.
weekend. It's perfect for my weekend teas. I'll be honest. I have like a massive mug on the weekend and then I just, walk around. Well, scoot around.
Scoot around. How did you bring that into that room?
I gently scoot with one hand on the anyways. It's funny to watch. It's funny to watch, but it's okay. And I'm getting more mobility on it because us gals were out and about shopping. Hell yes.
And you went like balls to the wall at Winners, which you never do.
I just had to add to cart. You
never do that. And that's what I said. I can tell you haven't been out for a while.
Mm-hmm. I got a little extra pocket money and it was burning a hole in my pocket.
Because you hadn't been out spending. You'd been at home.
I haven't been out. I haven't put gas in my car for like a whole month because I can't go anywhere. So I had like that was like my gas money. So I was like, okay.
Oh my God, I love it.
Blink.
I love it. Oh my God, that was so good. It was just like so good for like you were saying, like a little top up on my cup. It's whenever we hang out, it's like the refreshment that I didn't know I needed.
Exactly. It's just like I was like, thanks for the soul top up because honestly, that's it feels like that sometimes. It's just like your soul needs that little boost.
Yeah. Like we literally went to Walmart together too and had the best time. So
she told me all about the latest Taylor Swift theories. That's like code cracking. I feel like that person deserves a trophy.
I know.
It was just the best. We talked about books. Caitlin wanted to talk about this book. I wasn't done.
I couldn't. And I almost ruined it for you yesterday. You said that you were caught up, but you were
but I was like caught up,
not like finish the book.
No, like caught up in my brains. My bad.
I'm glad that I only texted you Rowan with a broken heart and not like, oh my God, as if she dies.
as if she kills off that character just at the end of the book like that. Okay, cool.
Could you imagine? And then you're like, what? What?
What? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. What is new with you? What are you reading? What up?
I'm still reading the exact same stuff. I have nothing new.
Due to our extreme weather we had here the last week, it's only been like 3 days since we've recorded, really.
True.
4 or 5.
Oh yeah, because your power was off for like an eternity, babes.
Eternity, but not as long. Some people still have no power out here. It's fucking.
Oh my gosh.
We are very lucky. We're very lucky.
Yeah. But our vets are in Gravenhurst, right? So I had to call in.
They had to close.
Yeah. I had to call and order some of Ruby's meds, and I like deliberately waited until like Friday because I was like, they're gonna be so busy. But I was like, how's it going? You guys had to close, whatever. And then she's like, yeah, like how did you make out through the storm? Like, were you okay? And I was like, oh, we lost our power for like 10 minutes.
And I still got my waffles and I'm happy. So that's all that matters. Yes.
Oh my God, I never even told you about that either. But so the backstory here, I really wanted these waffles that I can eat from this restaurant downtown.
They looked so good.
They're so good. They've got like a strawberry like compote on top, but it's like tangy and like a little bit sweet, so it balances it all perfectly with the powdered sugar. Oh, I just love them. Anyway, and if you can eat whipped cream, there's usually a whipped cream on top too. But So we were about to go, and then the power goes out, and so we're like, oh fuck, we can't go. And then the power comes back on like 10 minutes later, so we're like, let's boogie. So we get down there, and then the server comes, and she actually reminds me a lot of Harley, which is interesting. She's just
Oh.
kind of like nerdy and awkward, but cute. Like so I
Yeah.
automatically love her, obviously. And she says to me, because I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I got these waffles. Like I'd been thinking about them all freaking week. Like this is everything to me. And she said, oh, you came at the perfect time because we're actually closing. Like we just got the call from our boss to say to just close down because the power is probably going to be like in and out all day. So she's like, you came at the perfect time because if we had came like an hour later, they would have been closed.
That was the universe getting you your waffles, girl.
Right? It was like, if she doesn't have her waffles, she might die. She might
She might
die.
actually expire and rip.
But I got them and they were good.
Those sound good. Ooh,
Yeah.
yummy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where'd you get
Anyway,
them?
that's
Just for me.
um
So I.
oh, you can shout out to the Lake of Bays Brew Pub.
Oh, what? They do breakfast?
Yeah, they've got like a little like brunch menu.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
I
Okay.
I'll give them a little shout out. Keep that in because
Mhm.
whoever designed their menu, because they've put little icons beside everything. So
Mm.
dairy-free, gluten-free,
Ooh,
vegan, vegetarian. It's like it's like an
love an
allergy person's dream.
love an allergy inclusive restaurant for
Right?
Kate.
Right?
It's the best.
Because like usually I look at
It's
the
just
menu and then
easy.
I pick out like a couple things because I'm like, I'm probably not gonna be able to have this one. So like I'll just get this like shitty backup that I know that I can have or whatever. So, but it's nice to
Or you're
look at the
like, oh,
menu.
it's only the vegan dish, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, exactly. I'm only get this like weird
Yep.
power bowl or something. Like,
Yep.
all right,
Yep.
whatever. But yeah, no, yeah, it's awesome. So it's exciting.
Mm,
Yay!
yummy.
Uh-huh.
Yum.
Uh-huh. That's all though.
Ooh,
What did
yum.
you Oh, we ate Thai food for dinner last night. I was gonna
Ooh,
say, what did we eat for
yummy.
dinner last night? That was
Yummy.
fun. Went to a little restaurant, got a little
True.
dinner.
Yeah. Caitlin's camping setup is like ballin' fucking dialed.
Let's be honest, it's not my camping setup. It is
Oh,
100% Marty's camping
it's
setup.
Marty's, but you get to enjoy the fruits of his labor.
I do. 100% I do. And it is Justy came over. So Chantal's husband is
Mm.
an electrician and he came over and he fucking electrified the whole trailer. We've got a goddamn panel where you can plug into it and also turn things on and off like a switch. It's a legit like light switch panel. Dang.
Live.
We can
Shoot.
go anywhere now. We can boondock. We can just go we go off the grid because we got that power
You can just like roll into the bush anywhere and just be like, don't
anywhere.
matter.
Hmm.
Don't
Don't matter.
matter.
Can charge my phone. That's all that I care about.
Exactly.
And have the heated blanket at night if it's cold. Bow,
Fuck
wow,
yeah.
wow, 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 wow.
She's got it. I am so stoked for you for your summer adventures. Ooh, and I can't wait
I
to join
know.
on some.
We'll probably literally be camping every other weekend when Marty's off. So
Good, good.
just
I
so you
love
know.
that for you guys. I love
Yeah.
that for you guys. It's the best.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Anyway, I've got nothing to report. You?
same. But that is okay. We're here now and I get to talk to my best friend and I got to read this fucking amazing book.
Oh my God, this book. It's ruined me. I've called it. It's my favorite book of the year. It's
Yes, yes.
nothing's going to
Yep.
be, this is going to be what I compare everything to this year.
Yep.
I
Yep.
can't,
Same.
I literally can't.
So,
Well, I mean, on that note,
ooh, I think we've got one new babe. We've got one new babe. So we'll say hi to and welcome Sue first, and then we'll get
hey,
into this. Hey,
Sue.
Sue,
I hope,
come
what was she
talk to
reading with us?
us.
Was she reading Wild Dark
She's
Charlotte?
work. Yes, girl, you're gonna need somebody to talk to. So
Oh,
well,
we're
we got
here.
you.
It's
We
us.
got you.
Yeah, it's us. I'm not okay. I feel like that's what we're gonna have to post in the Facebook group to get the conversation going. We're not
I
okay.
am
You?
not okay.
We did get some positive reviews from our YouTube because just a reminder that we're on
Oh
YouTube now.
yeah. Yes.
So yeah, we posted our video. We got a few subscribers and some few views,
Hmm.
and like we'd love your
Yeah.
feedback. Like if there's anything you think that we should change about the video or
Hmm.
whatever,
Hmm.
let
Hmm.
us know.
Yes, please do because yeah, we're YouTube newbies.
I'm Kate, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I'm Chantel. Hi. I guess we should do that for the first bit, I guess, or
So
a
people
while.
like
Oh,
know who we
yeah.
are.
Some people do, I guess. All right. Should we talk about Wild Dark Shore?
Before we do this, though, I
Okay.
want to mention a few reviews on Goodread that I loved for this book.
Okay.
5-star reviews. One of them, Anne, who is Inky Labyrinth on Goodreads, said, I will never recover from this.
It's possible that I might
Yep.
not either. Yeah.
Yep. Matt said, this is my most favorite review. Bitch, this was stunning.
Yes. Yes.
Bitch, this was stunning.
Bitch,
Another
this was
one that
stunning.
was like, Callie Lowry said, absolutely obsessed with this book and also bawling my eyes out. I'm not sure I'll ever get over this one. So a lot of the same sentiment from
Mm-hmm.
people in the Goodreads reviews because
Yeah. Oh,
I was not ready.
I was not ready. She knocked it out of the park at the same time. I
hmm
am fucking torn, divided,
hmm
multiplied,
hmm
subtracted.
hmm
Fucking
And also what you texted me too. You said that
yes. I
with the
feel
character.
I've never understood a character more, I don't think. Like Rowan is I feel like I can understand giving like literally your last breath to a child that isn't yours. I can understand that having that connection. I can understand like physically giving your last breath to somebody, even though it's not yours, and you can feel that pure love.
That
It's
is so
crazy.
sweet. Yeah. Yeah, because
Oh,
do you want to talk about that? Like how you've had your nieces living with you? And
yeah.
so like
Yeah.
you know you're deliberately child free, but
Mm-hmm.
you've encountered having children at your
Exactly.
house.
Exactly. So like exactly like Rowan, deliberately and on purpose, children free. I'm not interested in having my own children, but I have fortunately had some youth in my life that I've been able to care for in a, I guess, parental role way or
hmm
guardian way.
hmm
And I can understand that extra, that just pure love. I've never felt that before. And so I can understand Rowan actually, like, I've said it before, like, I would lay down in the road for these
Yeah.
girls. Like,
Yeah.
I would do anything for them.
hmm
Um, so I can understand that that pure love that she is feeling for children that aren't necessarily hers, and that she probably never thought that she would have that maternal feeling
Yeah.
or that connection or that pure love that a lot
Yeah.
of probably people, and that's what a lot of mothers and parents probably talk about, is that like that feeling of just a different type of love that you've never
Right.
felt before, that exploding heart love that you can like feel in your chest.
Right.
Yeah, so I can,
Well, it's
I'm
that let's
yes.
call it the last breath love. Like
Yes,
that's what
it
it
is.
is,
Yes,
right?
it is.
Like
It
above
is.
all else, that's you would
Mhm.
sacrifice yourself for them, and that's the
Mhm.
purest form of love, right?
Yeah. Yes. So like totally understand how she was feeling with Orly in those moments. Like I felt anyways, I was like crying just reading that, being like, I understand. You just want them to their best and you would do anything for them to continue on. And
Oh, I did not think that she was gonna die. Like I thought with the next
mm-mm.
chapter it was gonna be like she got resuscitated or something.
Yes.
I was not
Yeah.
prepared. Like I read it and had to keep rereading it. Like no, no,
Mm-mm.
no, no.
Mm-mm.
And
Mm-mm.
like when she encounters Claire, I thought that maybe like Claire would like lift her up and
Mm-hmm.
then she would
Mm-hmm.
live. And
And
no.
especially since like Dom like got her before she even like reached the bottom and like was there like, you know, floundering without air for or oxygen for a long amount of time. It was like, I'm giving you my final breath and I know this and
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah. There was
It's
one thing, and I don't know, maybe I just don't understand like the layout of the structure, but you know how Dom broke the glass at the top of
Mhm.
the thing so that Orly could like put his face out and breathe? I don't understand why Rowan didn't like take a quick breath.
True. Also was wondering the same thing. Like, could he, like, Orly obviously probably take a breath first? She would do that. But
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
like, could you not then be like, okay, now time to hold your breath?
Yeah.
And then you get a breath, and maybe he even gets another breath before you go, like,
Yeah. Well, she just
I,
needed one breath, right? Like she
yeah,
just needed to
yeah,
be like, hold your breath for like 5 seconds and then go. But
yeah.
like, I don't know. Maybe there was
Maybe,
like some sort
yeah,
of, I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know. I
yeah,
don't know. No.
yeah. I totally thought that, yeah, Dom was gonna resuscitate her,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then they would like live out their day. They might not go back with, they might like be like, yes, let us come ourselves to the sea or whatever. Like, I thought that could have been like a beautiful ending as
Oh, like they're just
well.
gonna live on the island? Like they're like,
Yeah,
whatever
her
happens,
and
happens.
Dom, like, just they go and let their kids be. Well, I guess Orly is young, so I understood like Dom is with Orly, and like that was
Yeah.
beautiful too. Like him listening to like her dying wish before she goes into the tunnel.
Wait, what did she say again?
Listen to your kids.
Oh
Or talk
yeah,
to your kids
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, yeah. And
And
then
he's like, about what? And then she's
yeah.
like, about anything. Like, just listen. And then at the
And
end,
then
he's
when
like, just talk to Beth.
he says to Fen, he's like, talk to me, darling. And she's like, about what? And he says, anything,
Anything.
everything. Oh, that
The
was
growth,
so
the growth these
I
characters
know.
had.
I
Oh
know.
God.
I know. I can't say enough good things about this. Like, if you didn't like this book, this podcast, this
Mhm.
episode will not be for you
No,
because
true.
I can't literally, like, we can talk about everything else that happens.
Oh
There's
yeah.
so much more that happens
Mhm.
aside from just the ending. But it was just like so beautifully written and
Mhm.
so heartbreaking, but really portrays that like grief of life, like that I don't know, just that
Yeah.
overcoming, as dark and sort of sad as the book was, the underlying theme was hope. There was always a little bit of hope, right? And
Yeah.
that is life. That is living. That is what
Mhm.
it
That
is,
is
right?
living. Living is grief and suffering, but there's those moments of happiness and joy that you should completely 100% just like revel in and
Mm-hmm.
enjoy for what it is while you have that.
Yeah, totally.
Because, yeah.
I kind of wrote down here, like, I was thinking the central message of this book is that everything will eventually die because we see that like
Mhm.
that's what's going on with the climate, that's what's going on with the seeds, that's what's going on with their mother. Like, even when Rowan first shows up and she's like, we're all gonna die, like, we're gonna burn, drown, or something else, I can't remember. But like,
Yeah.
that's just, we're all gonna die. But you should still love with your whole heart anyway. Like, you should still
Mhm.
care about the environment. You should still care about these people. Like, you can't keep yourself guarded. You should still
Mhm.
love knowing that it's gonna die anyway. And that's just so, it's so
It's
simple, but it's so
beautiful.
true. Yeah. Yeah.
It's, yeah. There's like a beauty in the grief, the way she writes. There's a
Yeah.
beauty in the pain. There's a beauty in it because it's just so almost relatable. Like,
Yeah.
we've
Yeah.
had our fair share of fucked up shit, and like we
We've made
are
gone through
loving
it.
life.
Hmm.
We love, and
Hmm.
when we like, when we're with each other, we're silly and we're fun, and like
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
enjoy the happiness, and like we can't wait for summer so we can go
Yeah.
paddling and like
Yeah.
just enjoy the small wins where
Things.
you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. And speaking of, the way that she wrote the book, I thought it was
Mhm.
so cool to go onto her Instagram. Babes, if you haven't done this, if you go onto her
Oh yeah.
Instagram,
Mhm.
she took a research trip to, I don't know if it was
Mhm.
the island that this is based off of, but an
Yes.
island that's very
Yeah.
similar.
Mhm.
And there's all these photos of the penguins, of the seals, of the kelp, of like the scenery. It was so cool because
It's
you
cool.
see exactly what she's describing because that was what
Mhm.
she saw with her own eyes. And that's what she's
Mhm.
describing in the book. And then you can go and look
Yeah.
at it too. Like, I love seeing the seals and the kelp because I was like, oh, she describes the kelp so vividly. And I'm like, ew. But then
Yeah.
when you see it, you're like, oh, okay. It is like these weird
Mhm.
tubes. Like, it's kind of
It,
cool.
yeah, yeah. And it is like a big part, well, at the end ish, like Orly's explaining how important the kelp is. It's like a
Yeah.
rainforest within the ocean, and how
Yeah.
it supports life and also is a place where the animals are attacked as well, because it's easy pickings for like sharks and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
it's interesting. Just
Kind of
like
cool
that
too.
island is. It's
Oh
crazy.
my
Anyways.
God. Kind of cool though too. I was thinking about it. I've got a few things to say. Well, first I'll talk about how last week I said that this was written in first person, but it's actually Rowan and Dom's chapters are written in first person, and all the kids' chapters are written in third person, except for Orly's chapter at the very end, which is written, I think, in second person because he says you, like he's talking to Rowan.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was very interesting, the choice of doing that. And then because it's almost like we're seeing like Dom and Rowan's internal thoughts, but we're not getting that from the kids, but that makes sense
Right.
because the main characters are Dom and Rowan, right?
Right.
Um anyway, and then the other thing that I thought was really interesting about the writing was how the book came full circle because she comes in and at the beginning, like the very first sentences are talking about how she's drowning because she thought she was drowning before Fen saved her,
Mm-hmm.
right? And at
Mm-hmm.
the very end, how does she die? She fucking
She drowns.
drowns.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. It's like, it's almost like um maybe the universe already had her fate in mind,
Even
sadly.
with
And
River,
mhm,
her brother,
exactly.
and like growing up on the houseboat and stuff, like it.
It's all like you go back to the sea, or you go back to the
Yeah.
water, you go back to the ocean kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting, beautiful. Oh, just, oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Do you want to talk about
um,
we had a few new characters this week
yes.
because we have Alex, but then we got to know Tom and
Mm-hmm.
Nija. And then what happened to them?
Oh, yeah. So we get to find out a little bit more about what was happening on the island. And I would text to Caitlin that we got an Alex perspective chapter,
Mhm.
which really helped like understand where his mindset was,
Yes.
unfortunately and sadly.
Yes. Yes.
But Tom is his older brother by 8 years, Alex's older brother, and it sounds like he's looked up to him his whole life and has followed him around.
Literally his idol. Yeah.
Literally
Hmm.
his idol, babes.
At one point,
Um,
he even says that he's mad that his parents didn't like have them 2 years apart instead of eight. Like he,
Exactly. Exactly. Because he's like, he abandoned me to go to school, and now
yeah,
I'm here still going through high school, and like, who's here to help me kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So essentially, Alex has been following his brother around for most of his life, but this is his first placement, which sounds crazy. So isolated, so desolate, so unforgiving. But they end up on this island together, finding fucking Raph and who he
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
loves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's just so sad because he wanted to do something special for his birthday, and then it just ends in tragedy.
I know, I know. And it's like, unfortunately, like Raph's birthday now will always
Mhm.
be tainted with the
Yeah.
tragedy of I get like essentially what happened was
Oh,
Alex
yes.
wanted to take Raph to the cabin, the one that was like being taken over by the sea,
Yep.
so
Mhm.
they could have a night alone together, which like makes sense because that's not
Yes.
really a thing on the island.
Mhm. No,
And
because
his brother
everybody
tells
has
him,
to know like every
yeah,
single movement, and it's like,
yeah.
okay, we just want to like maybe go make out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like they share quarters and everything, right? So like it's
Exactly.
not
Yeah.
like you get that. So he just wanted some fucking privacy to have a nice
Hmm.
birthday night. And so his brother warned him and said, "No, don't sleep there. It's dangerous." And there was a storm coming in and his brother was like a storm specialist. So Alex
Yeah.
was like, "I should have listened to him. I should have listened to him because
Hmm.
in the night his brother and Nija show up because the storm has gotten so bad and he's like this cabin's going under and they end up getting away, but Tom and Nija don't. And
No.
the storm
Yeah.
like takes them out and
Oh,
they die.
they die
And
in the ocean. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Alex
In
holds that grief. Like that's what takes Alex
Mhm.
out.
Yes. Yeah. And Alex can no longer handle that he's not only done this on somebody's special birthday, probably, but essentially to his brother who told him not to.
Yeah, and his brother, his like
His brother,
idol.
his idol, his actual idol. Yeah.
And then
So
Raph, the guilt that Raph would
mhm,
feel because he would be like, "Oh my God, Alex was just doing this for me, and now there
mhm,
are three
mhm,
people dead." Like,
mhm,
fuck.
yeah. And so it's no
Oh my
wonder
God.
that like he is just so broken and heartbroken is honestly is what he is. He's
Yeah.
extremely heartbroken and depressed.
Hmm. Hmm.
Understandably,
Hmm.
your first love of your life, like,
Yeah.
ugh.
That's yeah, the whole thing is crazy.
But then now that we meet them, we get a whole new perspective on Hank and what is actually happening. And you are so right. Caitlin was fucking right. Sadly,
I
she was
can't,
fucking
yeah,
right.
a little bit. It was consensual,
Yes, consensual, but you're
but
47 years
not.
old.
Yeah, I
You're
wrote this
47 years
down.
old.
I wrote down a quote. It was Rowan's thought when she
Yeah.
finds out what happened. And
Mm-hmm.
she said,
Mm-hmm.
whatever happened, she is not responsible for it because she is a
Mm-mm.
child. She is 17 years
Mm-hmm.
old. He was 47. He was 30 years
30
older
years
than her.
older. 30 years older than her. And
The
he preyed on
bathtub,
her.
the bathtub scene between Rowan and Fen was like
Oh, yes.
absolutely beautiful. Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't even
Mm-hmm.
the comfort that she offered her without actually saying it. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
how she was like she knew because at that point Rowan knew what had happened
Yes.
between Fen and Hank or suspected it, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Rowan is
exactly.
even saying to her like I don't deserve your kindness or Fen is
Mm-hmm.
saying like I don't deserve your kindness. Like
Yes.
she thinks that she's done something wrong because this is her
Yes.
husband, right? And
Mm-hmm.
instead Rowan says to her, "Have I ever told you about my husband?" and goes in to say how he's a narcissist and he essentially tricks people into really liking them and says things that he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't mean and he does it to everybody and that she was even tricked by him, just like offering
Yep.
a 17-year-old some sort of like, oh, it wasn't my fault. This happened
Exactly.
to
Yep.
me. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So then obviously we find out exactly why Fen is traumatized and terrified and all of the feelings that are valid, especially she's very on edge when they're trying to get the seeds get out of their stat. And Orly's like, everybody, let's go.
yeah,
But
it is kind of sad. Like,
yes.
because what ended up happening was that Orly was the
Mm-hmm.
only one who had the knowledge to be able to separate the seeds. The adults
Exactly.
didn't. And there's even a
Mm-hmm.
line, I wrote it down, or I didn't write it down, I highlighted it though, but it's talking about how like the organization of the seeds fell to Orly and how unfair that was to put that on a 9-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
especially one like him, like so
Yeah.
sensitive. And
Yes. Yeah.
I fucking love how in the end he chose all of the like
Yes.
rare instead of
Rare.
like the ones
Yes.
that could be like for food
Yes.
and stuff. But he's
Helpful
like,
and
I
stuff.
did choose like rice and wheat or whatever.
Yeah. We've got those. That was fine. But I saved the rare ones. I hope everybody's fine with that. Oh, and dandelions.
Oh, he's so
It's so
cute. I
sweet.
just love him.
Oh, me too. And like, I loved oh yeah, I guess that was part of it. But I do love how well, it's sad that he felt that it was all his fault at the end because he was the one who's like, by the way, there's like a spot where like somebody could be like locked up. And then yeah,
Well,
he's like
no,
been
that was
talking.
Rowan. Rowan said to him, like, if there's
Well,
anybody
yes,
down there,
but
you
he was
or
the
like
one
if
who
there's anything
gave
down
the
there.
idea that like
Right.
there's this storage spot, just so
Mm-hmm.
you know, in the seed
Mm-hmm.
vault that like we could lock him up
Mm-hmm.
when they were like, what
Oh
should we
yeah.
do with him?
Right, right,
Because
right.
yeah, and
Well, yeah,
so
back to that because not only
true.
did Hank fucking essentially rape Ben, he also tried to
Mm-hmm.
kill her by
Kill her
drowning.
after she's told him she might be pregnant with his baby.
And
He's
he
like,
was like,
well,
"Bye." And she was like,
maybe just mm-mm-mm. But
"I'm
there
aquatic."
was witnesses.
Mm.
Raph and Alex saw. So there was witnesses. It couldn't have been like he said, she said, which I appreciated. And I'm glad there wasn't that aspect to it. It was like very cut and dry,
Hmm. Hmm.
that
Hmm.
he was preying on her.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um,
And
And
then
I
the
was
boathouse makes sense because she felt safest where she could get away in the water because that's
Mhm.
her like place to be. And that's what happened when he tried to drown her. She just let herself go limp and then was like, "Joke's on you," and swam away.
Tricked ya. Gotcha,
And it was
bitch.
wasn't it Raph that brought her out of the water after that?
Hmm
Like he had to
hmm
walk
hmm
in and bring her back out. Like all of their connections is
Yes.
just so
Well, even at the end when fucking Hank gets out because Orly's like, "Oh, I'll just let you out, no problem." And then he's like, "Oh, you should go in here now." Fucking Hank is fucked. But
I
honestly,
can't.
you the connection between Raph and Fen is so I like it's like telepathic link because
Mm-hmm,
he
mm-hmm,
feels her pull and
mm-hmm,
her need for help at the end when
mm-hmm.
fucking Hank finds her in her fucking boathouse and tries to get her again. He won't give up on
I
this.
I know. Honestly, I like kind of wished for a little bit more retribution, like if Fen actually killed him, like I was kind of hoping that it would be like a fuck you kind of moment, but then thinking about it, I was like I don't think that Fen would have been able to carry that. It
No,
wasn't like
and
it needed to be an accident so that it could be
the symbolism of the ocean taking care of it for her is actually
true.
beautiful.
Oh my God, I didn't even think of that. That's so smart
It's
and
like
true.
the
Yes, full
ocean has
circle.
given her so much comfort, and it's kind of like, it's okay, we've got this.
Don't
It's
worry, we
okay,
got you. Yeah.
we got you.
Bye. Bye.
Because honestly, if he had lived and Rowan hadn't, and he had gotten off there and like ended up in a psych ward or whatever, honestly, that's better than better than he deserved.
I don't think I would have liked the book. I
No,
think it
I
would have been
wouldn't have liked
terrible.
that. I would have
Hank
been
needed to
pissed.
die. Like everybody
Yes,
knew Hank needed to die.
yes,
Just, and
yes.
you know what? You're right that it was better that it wasn't by anybody's hand because even we know where the blood comes from. Dom, after
Mhm.
finding out that he tried to kill his daughter, he takes Hank into the cabin and beats the ever-loving shit out of him to the point where Raph
Yes.
is the only one who can make him stop so that he doesn't kill him because
hmm
Dom taught Raph how to
hmm
fight. So he's like the only
Yeah,
match for
I'm the only one
Dom.
who can. I'm the only one who's probably a physical match for this man.
Right? Who's literally killing another
Um,
man? Oh,
ooh,
fuck.
that I watched him almost kill my sister. That would be conflicting too. Like as Raph being like, I just watched this man almost kill my sister, and then probably if he knew why, he would be like, well, even more. Well, like, oh
Yeah.
no, sorry,
Yeah.
daddy,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
killed
sorry,
that
Daddy.
guy.
Goodbye. But it was kind of like a group decision because at this point, Tom
hmm
and Naya are
Yes,
still alive, and Naya's a
true.
doctor. So she
hmm
was like, I took an oath. We can't just kill this man because we're mad at him. But obviously he's dangerous because it was quite clear that Hank was
hmm
actually something was going on mentally.
Yes,
Yeah, like
yes.
he was
He was having a break
struggling.
of some sort. Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
for sure.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And
And so
still,
that's
even at the end, which understandably, he's even
Mhm.
more isolated at the
They
end.
put him in like a
Oh,
hole.
yeah. Look, get down in the hole.
And it
Get
sounds
down
like
in the hole.
Naya was actually the one who was like hanging
Yes.
out with him and making sure he was good. And then when she died,
Yes.
like everybody's so mad at him. You know what I mean? Like Dom would
Yeah.
go down there, but he'd be like, "Here you go, you fucker. Like, give me your
Yeah.
poop. Bye."
Yeah. You're lucky I didn't just put this bucket on your head, your poop bucket on your head, bitch.
Honestly, honestly, yeah, that
And
was
the fact that he was able to, I mean, he wanted to just let the sea take him and let him drown, which is what ends up happening to him anyways in the
yep.
end. But the fact that he was able to keep him alive and then look at him face to face because he
Not his
knew
choice. Not his choice.
that that wasn't the right answer,
Yeah.
but then
Even at
he's
the
still like,
very end, I
in
loved
the
the
ocean.
character. I loved the character development we saw of Dom because even at the very end when the seed vault is going under and they're leaving and Rowan is like, I can't just leave him. And Dom's like, I can, and then gets in the boat and then halfway he's like, I gotta go get
Fuck,
him. Like, I gotta
fuck,
turn around
she's
and go
right.
get him. Yeah, like he just knew. Like he's very
Yeah,
Dom's character is very like react instead of respond, right? And I
yeah,
think that
yes.
Rowan sort of ended up teaching him how to respond instead,
hmm
especially with his children. Like how we
True.
see, because there are a lot of times Dom would because we got his internal thoughts, he would say something, but it wasn't at all what he was thinking,
Yeah.
which gave us that, like, we were able to see a softer side of Dom, but his children wouldn't have, right? Like they,
Mm-mm.
and
Because they're
that
all
was the
work,
relationship.
work, 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 work.
Hmm.
It's work
Hmm.
only, blah, blah, blah. And then maybe
Hmm.
we'll have fun if we're able to stand up and live.
Yes, yeah. And even like, even when, what happened? Was it the bonfire or was it something else? But he says to Fen, I can't believe, he says to her
Oh,
something like, I can't believe how stupid you are, or
oh, you, I
something
can't,
like,
yeah, that you have this nasty, like, seed in you, like, that you
yes,
have
yeah,
this capability because she ends up stealing all of, because she is watching their Rowan and Dom's love
yeah,
bloom in front of her
yeah.
eyes and she can see it and they're trying to resist it.
Hmm.
And she thinks that it's going to be a good idea to set him free and her mother free by
Yeah.
burning all of her items out. She
Hmm.
steals them from her dad and starts burning them.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then he like has a breakdown once he realizes what she's burning.
Hmm.
And in that moment, Rowan is able to help him through it almost and almost like
I wrote
give
down the
the
quote.
yes.
She says, so he's obviously heartbroken. Like that's
Yeah.
everything that he'd had of his late wife. And she says to him, remember that her home burned down, right? She says to him, he says to her rather, there was so much that she loved in there. And and Rowan replies, I know about things burning. It's
Yeah.
like she just
Yeah,
sat
she
with
does.
him. Like she's like, I get it. I can empathize with you. Like I can hold
Mhm.
space for you through this. And she even like helps him through that because she's like, okay, I'm gonna
Yes.
go check on the kids. Like you get your shit together. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. You stay here, figure your life
yeah.
out. And like she just sits with him and like holds him at points and lets him have his space at points. And it is beautiful. And then also at the end, he realizes that it's not even Claire talking to him, it's his own
Yes. It's
self
his own
doubts and
thing.
his, because then he's like, my wife was never, this was not my wife. My
Mm-hmm.
wife would never like judge me like this
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
condemn me like this
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But like that's not Claire.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was beautiful that he realized that it's really just himself
It was just
talking.
himself. He was just struggling with himself.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then speaking of Claire, we learn more about what happened there.
Oh my gosh. Fuck. Well, no wonder he's fucked up.
Right? What would you do
Well,
if you were Dom?
I would, well, if they actually did have a full on sit down, sound mind, sound body, or whatever conversation about it, I would have to follow their wishes because that's their wishes. But that's fucking hard. That's fucking hard
Oh,
for
I don't know if I
especially
could do it. I
especially
think, hmm?
for the person who's not pregnant too. Like you don't know that you aren't feeling the feelings that you're connecting with your
Yeah.
baby that's growing inside of you.
Yep.
You're not having those feelings,
Yep.
emotions, hormones, all of
Yep.
that stuff.
Yep. Well, and he even says we
So
can make another baby, but the kids can't have another mother. Like I can't have another
mhm,
you. And that's how I would have
mhm,
felt too. Like I think if I was in that situation, I would have had to have said to my partner, like, I can't not choose you. Like I can't not choose you. I will choose you every
mhm,
time. Like
mhm.
I can't think of a world where I would choose anything over Marty. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, right. Hmm.
I don't know. It's just so
It's
sad
hard.
and
It's
no wonder,
hard
like
and
you said, no
sad.
wonder he's fucked up. That is so
No,
fucked up.
that's fucked up because she ends up getting diagnosed with cancer during her pregnancy and she decides to forego treatment to continue her pregnancy.
Hmm.
So she ends up coming to term and needing C-sections, but there's so many growths and tumors and blood vessels that she ends up bleeding out essentially and dying.
I just had the thought, like, how apropos that Claire
Yes.
dies in childbirth with Orly and then
Mm-hmm.
Rowan dies
Mm-hmm.
by saving him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that, oh,
Yeah.
ooh,
Hey, thumbs
that
up.
connection, like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. And she truly felt, I think, Claire's soul too, like
hmm,
there with her. in her final moments, which is
Mm-hmm.
probably very comforting
Yeah.
because she can respect love and
Mm-hmm.
that unconditional love that she had for her son, which is
Mm-hmm.
beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I also we didn't really touch much on Rowan's mom, but Rowan's mom also dies of cancer,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and her mom always held her like accountable for River's death, which would
Because she was
be
watching a child when she was a
because
child.
three children at the age of 13. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
she tries to see her mom, get her mom to see this perspective before she dies, and she can't see it, which
No.
is obviously, it sounds like Rowan is able to understand and understand that she's a child looking after three children. Like,
Yeah.
I can't keep the blame to myself. Like,
Yes.
she tries to show her mom, like, you're gone all day. Like what are we
Why?
supposed to do?
Well, doesn't she even ask her at one point, like, why did you have
Mm-hmm.
children if you were just gonna leave
Yeah.
them alone all day?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
which is so
Exactly.
true.
And her response is, well, you were there. Like, what?
Oh
Bitch,
my
I'm 13
God.
years
I
old.
know. I'm 13. I wrote down a quote when we learn about River. River drowns while she was watching him. And she said, I loved him and he drowned while I was meant to be watching him, which is so I feel like they all have some sort of guilt that they're like
Mm-hmm.
carrying with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even Orly with the seeds. Like they've
Yeah.
all, and he's 9 years old. Like that feels like crazy
Mm-hmm.
for a 9-year-old to carry guilt, but like they all are, which is
Yeah.
interesting. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. They definitely all have that, like, that thread through them and
Mhm.
understanding, but they aren't able to see at the beginning, at the end. I feel like they've all come around and like
Yeah.
grown so much in those like 6, 7 weeks when Rowan comes at the end. But like, where was I going with that? I don't know. Never
The
mind.
growth. Yes, so
Growth,
much
growth,
growth.
growth.
Okay, want to talk about the fucking whales?
Oh
How much
yes.
shit
Yes.
happened with the whales?
Right? Oh my gosh.
They
Oh my
almost get
gosh.
Rowan and Raph almost get RIP'd by a whale who decides to do like a
Yes.
belly flop almost on top of them.
Yeah, after she's like, we need to like go and like go on our own little adventure to, because she's trying to crack a code because she still don't trust anybody.
Oh yeah.
And they're all like, where the fuck are they? They never came back last night.
Hmm.
And
And
then
then the
they watch
whales.
what they think is them dying.
Yep.
Turns out,
And turns out the whale pivoted her body so she didn't land on them. She was like, "Oops, sorry, didn't see
yeah.
you there." And but Raph ends up getting like a broken or a sprained wrist, which
Yeah.
is huge because la 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 violin.
Yes.
And then those fucking whales come back when they end up being washed up on shore. And
Hmm.
it was interesting because it was like almost like a parental moment between Rowan and Dom, where she's like, I don't think the kids should be here to watch this. And Dom was like, if they're not here, they'll feel like they should have been. So like
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
so he let them and they end up saving the fucking whales.
Two whales, an adult whale and a baby. Like, they're like, the baby we can probably save, but it won't live without its mother. So, and then Raph is like, no, there's no way. And
Hmm.
it almost brings him out of his like little bit of a funk
Yeah,
too,
true. Yeah, definitely. And I wrote down this quote about
because they
what
really had to
happened.
rely on him because he's the one who
Yes.
has the most knowledge about whales. So he's
Whales,
like,
yeah.
well, it's no use because we got to keep them wet and out of the sun, and like it's
Hmm.
middle of the day and it's 12 hours till the tide comes back, so like we might as well
Yeah.
just walk away.
You got to
And
dig
then
holes for their fins so they're
yeah,
more
fins,
comfortable. And then
exactly.
fucking Dom gets a digger and like digs a
Yeah,
goddamn trench so that they can,
Rowan
oh,
and Dom are just like, okay, let's go, we got
we're
this,
doing
go
it.
get towels, we've got fucking whatever we need.
But
Oh, that was
I love it
beautiful.
because it's like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this with our full hearts. And then everybody
Yes.
did. Um,
Yes.
I wrote down this quote because I just thought it was so powerful. Rowan was having a really hard time looking at the baby whale. I think it was just like breaking her heart. And then she had a little moment with the mama whale and was like, you need me to go tell the baby whale that he's gonna be okay. So she goes over to the baby whale and she looks into his little baby whale eye and she says to him, I washed up on this beach my body was brought here by the sea and lived. Yours will too. And I just fucking love that. Like, it's almost like it was like a
Charlotte.
command. Like, you
Charlotte.
don't have a choice. Yeah, I know.
You don't have a choice. It's
Oh,
just beautiful. And like also that is, I feel like, at the moment where also Rowan accepts that it's the five of them. Like
yeah,
and
true.
then she starts like calling it our lighthouse and everything too. Like she changes from the lighthouse to our fridge, our freezer in the lighthouse, and our lighthouse, and back at the lighthouse, and like
True.
it's
It
just
really
like
bonded them, like,
it
because they did a
really
hard thing
did.
together.
And she was like, even like, okay, we're gonna go and live on my land together, and we'll rebuild our house together, and like,
Yeah,
uh,
it was cute. It was really cute.
it was really sweet.
Um, how Orly was the one that smashed the comm equipment.
Yeah, yeah, because he wanted Hank to stay and help get the seed saved. Yeah.
The betrayal that Orly has felt by Hank is like next level.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that would be hard to comprehend as a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eee.
There's like even a quote from Dom's perspective where he's talking about like I had no like he brought them to the island to keep them safe and instead they meet like this absolute monster who like rocks all of their worlds. Like how is that possible? Which is so
Yeah,
true because it's like
it is.
you're in the
You would
middle of nowhere.
think, yeah, and you'd think that it's other like-minded people trying to do good for this piece of land and that kind of thing, but in the end it's almost like he wasn't able to keep up his masks anymore, Hank. It was like too
True.
much. And
True.
he's just like, okay, well, this is the narcissist that I am.
Yeah,
Hey.
true. True. When he fucking puts Orly in his place, so like Orly goes to save Hank because he doesn't think that anybody else is going to save him. And when he gets down there, Hank's like, cool, thanks, kid. Puts Orly in the room and shuts the door, which locks behind him and then bounces.
Mm-hmm.
Because
See ya.
he's just thinking about himself. He's like, if
Mm-hmm.
this kid tells anybody that I got out, then.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, joke's on him because everybody was coming to get him anyway. If he hadn't just
Exactly.
fucking waited, like, ugh.
Exactly. And like also the only reason why he wanted to get out was to his first thing was he was gonna go kill Fen to keep her mouth shut. So he still learned nothing. Nothing.
And like, did he even know that Rowan was on the island? Like his literal wife?
Oh yes, because she comes down and she's like, because they hear them talk. She hears people talking.
Oh, right.
After,
Yeah, yeah, yes.
and then she's like goes down and she's like,
yeah.
Wait a
What the
second.
fuck? Yeah.
And then he's all like, come save me. I don't trust these people, blah, blah, blah. And then she
Even
finds
like
out.
the emotional turmoil of Rowan, like knowing like, should I trust my husband or should I trust these people who I know have been lying to me? But she trusts the people who, oh my God, again, she trusts the people who she knows have been lying to her because she knows that they're good people. And they're
Yes,
not
she
like
can like
lying to her. They're just keeping the truth from her.
exactly. The like, and I feel like she was okay with all of the explanation. Like she understood every single thing once it all came to light. It wasn't like she wasn't mad, angry, or anything. She was like, well, she was mad, but at her husband, rightfully so.
Like what a creep. Yeah.
Yeah.
The chapter where she actually finds Hank. What was your reaction to that?
I was like, wait, what? He's been alive this whole time. But then obviously we find out like what happens after. And I'm like, yeah, he should be down there.
I was on my walking pad when I was reading it, and I got to the part where Hank was alive, and I literally I stopped, and it like brought me backwards. Like I almost fell off the walking pad because I was like, "What? What? That plot point was not expecting that twist.
I was not expecting him to be alive at all. I maybe thought that they were keeping that he had maybe died by suicide or something like that from her, and it was too much for her, and it might have been like maybe it was really bad and that was the blood or something like that, blah blah blah.
Yeah Norp.
But she also was so convinced that he was dead that she dug up people's graves. She went to the graves.
But like if you think about it too, if they had told her the truth when she first showed up, so like this woman shows up, she's like, I'm looking for my husband. And they're like, oh, just so you know, he raped a 17-year-old and then tried to drown her. But we've
Mhm.
got him locked up in like a hole. So
Yeah.
she would have
Yeah.
lost her fucking mind. Like
Yes.
it wouldn't
Yes.
have gone over well.
No, because she would have been convinced that he was right.
Yes, absolutely. And he would have convinced her because he was a
Yeah,
narcissist. He would have absolutely
exactly.
spun that situation so that, she and then what would have happened? Like,
Mhm.
would they both have killed everybody on the island? Like, ooh, ooh.
And like, I don't even know if she had that realization at that point that her husband was a narcissist. She might have realized
True.
that while she was on the island.
True, true. Because he discarded her, which ties into this. I loved
Hmm.
this quote.
Hmm. That was, yeah, I think I know what you're gonna say, but yeah, 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 yeah.
So she says, there is unfathomable pressure on women to have babies. It is our only purpose, and when we don't, we baffle people, which I was like,
Hmm.
couldn't relate to
Oof.
that more. That's how I
Hmm.
feel right
Hmm.
now as a woman who's deliberately being childless.
Yeah.
But she was like, he only saw me as a vessel for children. He didn't value
Hmm.
me because once the fire took everything, he was like, I don't have anything else here and bounced to the island. And she was like, hello?
Okay. Hello, but like we made a whole life here together.
But like we're married and
We built a
but you don't have anything
home.
here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. It's okay. I'm right in front of you, but okay, bye.
That would be like betrayal on a whole other level
Yeah.
too, right? But she was
Yeah.
so like under his spell that she was kind of just
Hmm.
like letting it go. And you can tell that Rowan was a really loyal person too because she kept thinking of like her oaths, like the
Hmm.
actual ceremony of marriage, which is promising, right? That
Yeah.
you'll be with that person. Da, 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 da.
She goes back for him at the like she goes back for him.
I think because
Tells
she's a good person, but
tells
yeah.
like but yeah, but still in the end like you or I could have been like fuck let the fucker drown.
Yeah,
Let the
yeah, yeah,
fucker
yeah, yeah,
drown.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't,
Like
whatever. He
like you know?
karma is a
So
man who's gonna drown in a hole,
mhm. For raping a 17-year-old.
right? I'll take all
Fuck.
my friends to the summit.
Hmm.
Fuck yeah,
Frick.
that's brutal. It's
Uh,
brutal out here.
is there anything that you wish you could change about the book at all?
I don't know because if she had have lived and they were happy, it was a happy ending. Would that have been better? I don't know.
Right. Right.
Because I
Yeah.
genuinely feel like Rowan dying was that central message of love it anyway.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
be with it anyway. Because you kind of covered it, but like Rowan and Dom do fall in love
Hmm.
essentially.
They
And
be
Rowan
fucking.
they be fucking. And Rowan ends up like falling in love with the children too, even though she denies that they can ever be hers. It just kind of happens naturally, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And so like if she had lived and it had been that happy ending, would it have felt like wah, wah? You know what
Hmm.
I
Oh, and
mean?
they all yeah. At the same time, it's like they've been all through so much. They just need a win.
I know.
But also, yes.
But even the way that Dom dealt with Rowan's passing was like it was almost not healing for him, but it was like he's loved and lost already. And he never
Mhm.
thought that he could love again. And he did love
Mhm.
again. And then he lost them again. And it's like, he can do this. Like,
He
he
can do it.
can
Yeah.
carry on. He
Yes.
knows that he's still capable of love, which I think is what he needed from Rowan.
Hmm.
And to sort of get rid of the psychosis of his wife being around.
Yes. Yes. And also that, yes. And I love that he was also able to be like, well, I'm going to let my two oldest children decide what they want to do. But I'm really hoping that him and Orly find her property and they are just like living happily on it. And then Raph and Fen can come and visit whenever they want and
Yeah. What about you? Do you think
feel
that it should have ended
Rowan.
differently?
And I obviously wanted like Rowan to live and them to have their happy ending and the five
Mm.
of them like sail off into the sunset together and maybe they have like a cute little cabin on the ocean plus her little piece of property and
Mm.
that would be beautiful. But I think that to show somebody who loves wholeheartedly no matter what, in spite of death
Mm-hmm.
and all negativity
Mm-hmm.
or quite certain um like she was certain, like,
Mhm.
like she came and
Mhm.
said, like, we're all gonna die, like we're either gonna suffocate, catch on fire, or drown.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Honestly,
like you said,
I
it
think part of that
shows
too.
that really well.
Yeah, and part of that too is almost like a redemption arc for Rowan at the very end, where it's like she couldn't save River, but she could save Orly, and so she did.
Yeah, true.
And it's
True.
like,
She breathed life, and the symbolism of breathing life into
hmm
somebody, like
Oh,
physically
true.
breathing life, is just profound. It's profound.
You know what else got me crying at the end? The albatrosses who had their fucking
Oh,
babies.
and
Her
then how
baby.
they were like, Rowan would have loved to see this, and they
Or
were just like,
Orly's
yeah,
like, Rowan really wanted to see this.
really,
Yeah.
yeah, really wanted to see this, but she probably was seeing it too. She was there with them.
It's just so much. It's so cute. And
She
then even the seals, how all the seals survived the storm, even the
Mhm.
babies, because they went swimming.
because they went into the kelp. They were like, well, we'll
Mhm.
just hide out in the kelp for a bit, and then we'll come and find land where we can. Like,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
it's just, and it is beautiful showing, because Orly figured out, like, we're humans, will survive either way. Like, we're
Yeah.
animals, we're
Yeah.
wired to survive. So like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't I save the rare, the
Yeah.
things that will bring beauty and awe to these humans in their times of suffering? It's like, wow, this beautiful flower or
Yeah.
whatever could
Yeah.
bring light and happiness to somebody
Yeah.
in their slog of just being like, well, I gotta try and just fucking survive off this burnt land or whatever.
Oh my God. I love this book.
Beautiful. It was so good.
Well, what
So
did you rate
what
it?
you rate it?
10 out of 5.
One
10 out of 5.
million. 1 million.
I think I will be thinking about this book for a really long
Oh
time.
yeah.
I feel like the characters are my family, like my
Mm-hmm.
friends. I connected to them so
Mm-hmm.
deeply. I love how it was such a short period of time, but it didn't feel unrealistic. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like it wasn't like one of those romances where you're like, of course they
Yeah.
fell in love. Like it was all
Yeah.
very well done and just like full of emotion. Fucking
It
loved it.
was it was tumultuous,
hmm
but calm at the same
hmm
time. Like, it was
Like serene.
forbidden.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was forbidden for them, like Rowan and Dom. Like, it was like unmet. Like, why would they fall in love? But it's like, it was meant to
Made
be.
sense. Yeah.
It made sense. Like, they
Yeah.
fit each other perfectly, like yin and
Yeah.
yang. Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, it was
What
great.
else?
I love the hope of it.
And me too. I think that's probably like my main takeaway is just hope
hmm
and love. Love
hmm
openly.
hmm Oh,
Mhm.
so good. What did you rate it at 5 stars?
Oh yeah, 1 million, like 5 stars. I'll be writing at 5 stars. Yes, 100%.
Nice.
Oh, so
Nice.
good. One
Nice.
million stars. Um,
Um,
would you tell other people to read this book?
I would tell
Oh,
everybody to read this book.
100 million. Everybody needs to read this book.
Actually, funny that you say that. I don't think Linda was going to read this one with us, but I'm like, I'm going to bring it over to her and be like,
Yeah.
Linda, read this book. It is so good.
I feel like Linda would like that book. No?
No, I think Linda will like this. I
Yeah.
just wasn't,
think
I think she read the
yeah.
synopsis and wasn't sure.
Oh, fair,
But
fair,
now that
fair.
I've read it, I'm going to be like, no.
No, you have to read it. I'm sorry.
Because
There's
she
no
read Once There Were Wolves, so she'll probably like this too.
Oh, she'll, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So good.
Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I guess next week we're going to lighten it up a little bit with a little bit of our
Mm.
Thursday Murder Club peeps.
Yeah,
Richard Osman, The Man Who
yeah,
Died
yeah, yeah,
Twice.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're going to read the first half of that.
Yep. So we're going to read until chapter 38. So 1 to
Read
38.
1 to 38. So we'll be back next week with our little biddies from the Thursday Murder Club. A little pick me up, but not so much because that was such a good book for my soul,
I
actually.
know, I know. I like immediately after I finished it, I wanted to read it again for the first time. And I've never had that happen like that. Like I
Yes.
felt like I was like missing something, like I needed it again.
I could read it again. I could probably, yeah, pick it right back up again
I was thinking
and
of listening
definitely
to
read
it.
more. Oh,
Like,
good idea. Good
yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. If you listen to it, let me know. I'll listen to it after you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Well, goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Oh,
How do the kids do it
I
these
wonder if
days?
that will show up on the like no, isn't it like isn't that theirs? And then this
It's
one?
this one. They just can
We're
do it.
kids. We're kids.
Hi, look at
this
us.
will forever be
This
forever and
be.
ever and ever. All right.
This will remember blood with your fingers.
Yeah, blood.
Okay. All right. Okay,
We'll
bye. See you. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for listening. Please join us over at the Book Club Babes Facebook group for book discussions and to make your book recommendations, or on Instagram at bookclubbabes.pod.
If you'd like to reach out to us directly, you can email us at bookclubbabes.pod@gmail.com or contact us on our website at bookclubbabes.ca. If you love the Book Club Babes podcast, please tell a friend about us. And until next time, bye!